Now you must know the logic behind it. Why we have defined length and breadth as instance, and why we have defined height as static. If you consider, take any building, actually the length and breadth of the rooms are unique. Otherwise you take your building, then you take your drawing room length and breadth are unique, your kitchen room length and breadth are unique, your study room length and breadth are unique, your bedroom length and breadth are unique. But as far as height is concerned, for all the rooms height is same in most buildings, except in some special cases. In all buildings height of all the rooms are same. So here for this purpose these are defined as instance variables. Instance means object. These are object oriented. A drawing room, because we have to store different values. A drawing room dot length, drawing room dot breadth different, study room dot length, study room dot breadth, those are different, kitchen room dot length, kitchen room dot breadth, those are different. That's why we defined as instance. And static, static means belong to class, not belong to object. So one field is enough, one variable is enough, it belong to class. That's why how we represent a room dot height, one field is enough. Suppose 5 rooms are there, let us say 5 rooms are there. Actually if you declare this one as instance variable, how many variables are required? 5 into 3, 15 variables are required. If you follow this prudency, 5 rooms, 5 into 2, 10. And for height sake, for all the rooms, only one variable we are declaring 1. So 5 into 2, 10 plus 1. Instead of 15, we are defining only 11. This is the prudency behind it. Nobody will force you or demand you must declare it as a static. It is left to your discretion. It represents your maturity in programming. Okay, these are instance variable, these are static variables. Thereafter, floor area. Floor area is unique for every room in a building. So we have to calculate floor area for each and every instance, means object. That's why we have declared it as an instance method. Because if you don't mention static here, then it is instance method. Don't bother about the coding details. Little later I am going to explain each and every point in coding. And now see the structure and the basic purpose of this classification you can understand. Thereafter, static double convert area SFT into SMT. Sometimes what happens, some utility services are required. That is common service which is required, which may be required by for each and every room. So by this you are able to calculate area in SFT. For a particular purpose, actually your builder is selling the building square meter wise, not square feet wise. But square feet wise you can understand, because already you tuned up. Whenever somebody tells the flat what is the area, you ask what is the area, means what you are expecting. You are expecting it in SFT, not in SMT. Suppose some builder, because of his own reasons, if he is selling in SMT, SMT square meter 50,000 rupees, like that he is selling, then you are supposed to convert SFT into SMT. Then you must require one method. It is commonly used for everything. If you are able to identify the difference in this functionality, you can understand why we declared it static. It is a regular method which calculate floor area, but it is like a utility method. That's why this method we made a static. One copy we create, one copy, it is used for everything. So Now what you are doing, actually from this you are taking, by calling this here, you are getting floor area as a local variable. Floor area you are multiplying with the corresponding fraction, uh, and by that you are converting floor area into floor area SFT into SMT. By that ultimately you are getting the floor area into meters. So this one, instance variable, static variable, instance method, static method. And for the sake of assertion, one more example I am giving you. With this you can find the difference. Actually here, uh, student, suppose you are, you have to prepare a report for students of a classroom, of a class, a particular class in a school or college. Okay, then you see string name, int, class number, roll number, marks. Marks means you understand as marks percentage. Okay, now you see, actually I declared them as instance. I declared them as instance. Actually class number will not come here, and age I put as age. Now you see, just by this you can clearly understand why I declared some as static, some as instance. Name, suppose in a class, let us say 10th class A section, 10th class A section students report you have to prepare. Then string name, name of every student I declared as instance, because every student in the class is having a unique name, so instance. And thereafter age, every student in the class is having unique age. And roll number, every student in the class obviously is having a different roll number. And marks, marks percentage for each student is unique, a separate field is required. That's why you declared them as instance variables, instance variables. Next, come to class number and section number. Just think prudently. Now we are taking the, preparing the report of 60 student of 10th class A section. So all the 60 students are belong to same class, same class. That's why I declared them as static. For all 60 students, this is a common data. What we call it in C, global data. Here no global data, instead of that static, which is common for all. What about section number? Actually for all the students, 60 students all belong to 10th class A section. So section is same. That's why that's why static int. Of course, class number, section number, uh, char, section number you can declare, because generally section numbers A, B, C you give. So static char section number, static int class number. So string name, name is a string. As far as age, roll number and marks percent int, that we have declared. This is the prudence behind it. If any data item is common for entire group, all the objects, then you may declare it as a static. Okay, in this way you take several examples. Okay, in course of my explanation I will give you several examples until you crystallize this concept in mind and own it. Thereafter print report. With all this data you are printing a report. So for each student you have to print a report. That means for each object you have to print a report. That's why I made it as an instance. Actually here char static calculate grade, actually it is a utility service for every student. Actually for all students you have to calculate grade depending on their percentage of marks. Actually you made it as a utility service which is used in this method. in this method. So you want to make it as a utility service, then you declared a static. So in this example, what you found? Instance variables, static variables, instance method and static method. Okay, but don't bother about coding details at this stage. First understand the concept. Concept acts like a blueprint for your understanding, and you own the concept. After some time, uh, I will give you these programs. Then, whatever you learnt, whatever knowledge you got, you can transform into skills by learning the coding details of the implementation of this program.